winners, while anything less could see them settle for second spot. Netherlands will be confident coming into this one, with the Dutch unbeaten in 3 meetings with Tunisia, and while they have never lost a game in this competition against an African team as well, with 4 wins to their name. Hervé Renard, who was brought in to salvage the situation after Sabri Lamouchi was fired following the 5-1 opening day loss to Sweden, will hope to at least void another heavy Tunisia defeat against the Oranje. The former Morocco head coach failed to spark an immediate change, with Tunisia losing 4-0 to Japan in his first game in charge, failing to register a shot on target while confirming their elimination from the tournament. Tunisia became just the 4th team to lose 2 games in one tournament by 4 or more goals, and the first time since Greece in 1994. Another heavy loss will see them become the first side to lose 3 by such a margin in a single edition. If precedent is to be taken into account, there is little hope of redemption for North Africans coming into this clash, having won only 1 of the last 13 meetings with European nations in this competition, while they've also won just 3 of 20 games in their entire history on the global stage, losing 12 of them. Let's talk you through the lineups here, starting with Tunisia. So Khedira and Ben Hamida in for Bron and Rekik in defence. Garbi starts with Sad dropping out from the attacking midfield position, and Mastouri is up front as Taneki makes way. So lineup for Tunisia in full is as follows: Ayman Darman in goal, so it's a back 5 of Jan Valery, Rani Khedira, Monsar Talbi, Mohamed Amin, Ben Hamida and Ali Abdi. 3 midfields is Elias Shakiri, Hannibal Mabry and Ismail Garbi, and the 2 up front for Tunisia Hazem Mastouri and Anis Ben Slamani. As for Netherlands, just the 1 change, Nathan Akker coming in for Mickey van der Ven at left back, so it's Bart Verbruggen in goal. Back line of Denzel Dumfries, Jan-Paul van Hecke, Virgil van Dijk and Nathan Ake. 3 midfield, Frankie de Jong, Ryan Gramper and Tiani Reinders, with Cody Gakpo on the left, Donion Marlon on the right, and Brian Brobby looking to keep up his fine goal and scoring form now after his brace against Sweden. Of course, Cody Gakpo will be hungry as well to keep that goal scoring form up. So Tunisia's bench is as follows. It is the number 1 Muhib Shamak, Omar Rekik, Dylan Bron, Elias Achuri, Elias Sad, Mortada Ben Ouanes, Khalil Ayari, Belhaj Mahmoud. And we're actually just about to get underway here now in Kansas City, with the Netherlands shooting from right to left, looking to wrap up top spot in the group. So again, I will update you on score updates in Japan, Sweden as well. So we are all ready to get on the way, just waiting for referee's whistle. Netherlands shooting from right to left, and here's Brian Brobby, kicks us off, rolls it back to Bart Verbruggen, and just tap to Virgil van Dijk. Nathan Ake receives it just over halfway. Ake now turns onto his left foot, lays it into the centre circle to Van Ake, square to Van Dijk. Van Dijk now just rolls out to left hand side. His fellow pool teammate Gakpo controls. Ake now recycles it into the centre circle to Van Hecke. Dumfries, Van Hecke on the ball again. Now Van Dijk, who's accompanying Van Hecke in the centre circle. Van Dijk, square now for De Jong. Netherlands working on the right hand side. Here's Donion Marlon. Dumfries making movement in front of him. Dumfries looks to return it to Marlon, but it'll just be seen out of play from Ben Hamida in the end for Tunisia goalkeeper. Straight away Netherlands looking to use that right hand side, and Frankie de Jong, and that's that license to go and attack down that right flank. So it was Darman with the goal kick, looking towards left hand side. Mastouri on the run. Mastouri gets to it. Mastouri faced up Van Hecke. Mastouri, can he get a cross in? Mastouri attempts a delivery, shot over the bar, what a chance! It was Garby who ran in unmarked in the centre of the penalty area. Gold opportunity in the opening minute for Tunisia to break the deadlock. Netherlands just undone by a simple long ball, completely stretched them. And it was a cross in from Masturi, and Garby couldn't keep it down. Netherlands just over halfway on the left with Gakpo. Just a minute and a half gone in Kansas City. Tunisia with the open opportunity. Gravenberg planted in the centre circle, square to Van Dijk. Van Dijk moves it to the left-hand side. Gakpo into the attacking third. Gakpo skips in field. Gakpo, a few touches with his right foot, moves it about 5 yards behind him to Van Dijk. Netherlands continue on the left-hand side with Ake. Back to Van Dijk. The Netherlands defence pushed up really high here. De Jong midway in the Tunisia half inside right. De Jong gets a return back to him from Dumfries. Here's Van Hekke, just over 35 yards from the target. Short square passes right to De Jong. De Jong now towards the box. Robbie lays it off to Marlon. Netherlands edge of the area. Now Marlon to Dumfries. Dumfries ball towards Robbie. It's in the back of the net. But it didn't go on Robbie last. It looks like it was Sakiri with the final touch. And that's why you need to take opportunities. Netherlands go up the other end and score. And it just sums up Tunisia's time in this year's competition so far. De Jong to Brobbey in the D, laid off to Marlon. Marlon looked to his right, Dumfries' first time cross in. Brobbey caused chaos. And it was just stuck into his own net in the end by Elias Sakiri. But he had to get something on it because Brian Brobbey was lurking in behind, looking for his third goal this tournament. But it went to the back of net anyway. Tunisia 0, Netherlands 1. And Netherlands take a step forward to winning this group. Perfect start for the Oranje. It is a long ball from Ben Amida. Flicked on towards the left-hand side. Hannibal trying to get to it. It's good holding off there from Denzel Dumfries. Dumfries rolls Hannibal, rolls it down the right-hand side, but now it's controlled from Ben Amida, but actually it's being given as a throw to Tunisia in the end. Go taken, Hannibal by the corner flag. Hannibal needs a bit of support behind him. Two orange shirts around him, goes backwards here in the middle to Garby. Garby now rolls it to the right hand side to Jan Valery. Valery edge of the area. Valery though being forced away from the target. Has to go behind it to Talbi. Flick forwards from Khedira. Headed away from Ake. Khedira heads towards the box. Valery on the chase. Ake heads down, holding off Valery. And Ake clears it down the near side. And Tunisia knock it out for thrown. Looked like it was Talbi who cleared that one. So throw from Ake. Back to Van Dijk. 4.5 minutes gone. Tunisia 0, Netherlands 0. Just a reminder, if you are watching the game as well as listening to us, make sure you are watching it through a local broadcaster. Van Hekke over halfway to Dumfries. Dumfries in the attacking third, puts the cross in too far ahead of Brobbey. Although Brobbey does put the thumbs up, as Dumfries went for a pretty early cross. So it's now Darman with the long ball, searching towards Masturi. Head away from Van Hekke. Controlled in the centre circle in this half by Reinders. Back to Van Dijk. Now De Jong in possession. De Jong into the centre circle. Frenkie De Jong moves over halfway. De Jong now rolls it square to the right. Dumfries knocks it back for Van Hekke, about 3 yards in front of the halfway line square in the centre circle to Virgil van Dijk. That's back in midfield with Gravenberg. Gravenberg shaped towards the right. 4 yard square pass to Dumfries. Van Hekke level with the centre circle. Jean-Paul Van Hekke onto his right foot. Forwards now on the far side to Marlon. There's a run from Dumfries in front of Marlon. Marlon cuts inside. Gravenberg flings it towards Marlon. Marlon saying he was obstructed. And the referee has given a free kick. Katia Garcia, the referee for this match. Gravenberg's a lovely flick. His right foot. Marlon was clearly obstructed by Khedira. A pretty easy decision for the referee to award a free kick to Netherlands, looking to double their advantage early on. Own goal Elias Akiri has the Dutch in front. Reinders with the free kick. About 22, 23 yards from the target. Reinders lifts in the free kick. Van Dijk heads it across the base of the box and slammed in. It's goal number 3 this tournament for Brian Brobby. He is on fire. And so the Netherlands, as it's only 6.5 minutes in, I think I say with a lot of confidence that they're going to top this group. Excellent finish there from Brian Brobby. Tiani Reinders delicately lifted in the free kick. Van Dijk headed down just behind the 6-yard box. It bounced to Brobby. Side foot with his right. And Ayman Darman just helpless. The Tunisia goalkeeper can only watch it go low and hard into his bottom left-hand corner. Tunisia 0, Netherlands 2. And Netherlands doing their job to top this group. It's been an absolutely dismal tournament for Tunisia. Their tournament summed up in 7.5 minutes. There is going to be a VAR check though. And I'm not sure what for. Yep, and nothing given against Netherlands. They are definitely 2-0 up, and we are back underway. Here's Jan Valery. Valery now. On the right, Ben Slimane controls. Nice turn for Ben Slimane. Valery making a run just in front of him. Valery's been fouled. Good tackle there by Virgil van Dijk. Ben Slimane, quick throw. It's a return to him from Garby. Ben Slimane gets a cross in. Edge the box on left, now controlled. And a scuff shot well wide of the target. It was Abdi, and he trapped it nicely on his chest. Scuffed it well wide. And Hervé Renard is brought in to be the firefighter this tournament for Tunisia. Just hasn't been able to do that at all. So 8.5 minutes played here in Kansas City. Tunisia 0, Netherlands 2. Latest of those goals scored by Brian Brobby's third of this year's competition. Nathan Ake. Now down left for Gakpo. Gakpo level with the penalty area. Back inside in central midfield to De Jong. Now Gramper rolls into the box. Brobby holds it up. Brobby though loses it in the end. And then Tunisia poke it now away to Hannibal. Hannibal can't take it around Dumfries. Hannibal chasing the ball down. But Dumfries too much strength there. Hannibal had a pull at Dumfries' shirt. Quick free kick quickly taken midway in the Tunisia half by Dumfries. Actually taken too quickly though for the referee's liking. So it'll be pulled back for Netherlands to take adjacent to the centre circle. Van Ecke rolls it to Van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk, left-footed. Jean-Paul Van Ecke at 30 yards from goal. Now De Jong, bang in the middle. Out wide to left to Gakpo. Gakpo trying to get beyond Valery. Gakpo, it's an awful cross to Gakpo. Almost skied it into the Netherlands supporters. Just avoided them in the end. It's a good position for Gakpo to get a dangerous delivery in as well. Towards Brian Brobby, or maybe Daniel Marnham's lurking at the back post. With Darman's goal kick. Mastori on the chase. Can he get to it? Can't do so in the end. He was fighting a losing battle there. Was Mastori. Throw for Netherlands. 10 minutes gone here in Kansas City. Tunisia 0, Netherlands 2. Netherlands bring it over halfway with Frenkie de Jong. De Jong now. Rolls it square. It's the feet of Dumfries. Back now to Van Ecke. It is Virgil van Dijk. Just over 35 yards from goal. Tap to Brobby, dropping a bit deeper. Returns it to Van Dijk. To his right to Van Ecke. Van Ecke 3 yards forwards to Granbert. Netherlands trying to build on the right. Dumfries back now in central defence to Van Ecke. Van Dijk square to his partner Van Ecke. Again worked out wide to Dumfries in an advanced position. Dumfries being stopped too tightly though from Abdi. Abdi forcing Dumfries back to play it to Van Ecke on halfway. Netherlands can look to move forwards again. Van Ecke, right footed pass. Forwards down the far side to Daniel Marlin. Marlin now onto his right foot. Marlin puts the ball in. Davis one cleared. And he's fast. De Jong. De Jong shot blocked. Tunisia get it clear. Here is Garby, square. And now Ben Slimane. Over halfway for Tunisia. Hits it outside the right boot. Valery now coming towards box. Valery's ball towards Mastori. And it's a sliding clearance Van Ecke. Only as far as Valery. still level with the penalty area. And now Garbi, lovely attempted combination play, but Ake steps in and clears out for a corner kick. That was a little bit better for Tunisia on the counter. Fairly dangerous ball came in, but it was good defended from Netherlands. Conceded a corner though to be taken on the right hand side. It looks like Ismail Garbi who's come across. Can Tunisia half the deficit? Just a quick reminder, Japan, Sweden, no early goals in that game. Too early on here, both in Netherlands' favour. Coming up to this 12th minute. Now it's a short corner from Garbi. Hannibal back to Garbi. Was it backwards on the inside right. Valerie puts in a dangerous ball header straight out for Bruggen. It was met by Anis Ben Slimane, but couldn't find a corner straight above Bruggen, and his dark green kit now rolls it forwards on the right. Dumfries slowly approaching halfway, stops the ball and plays it backwards to Van Ecke. Van Ecke into the centre circle, walks over halfway line, has his right foot on top of the ball, exits the centre circle. Where it's Dumfries. Netherlands just playing at a walking pace, but no real need to rush. Van Ecke squared to Van Dijk. Ake inside left, just over 35 yards from the target. Gakpo facing his own half under a bit of pressure from Jan Valery. So it's gone back the centre circle to Van Dijk. Van Dijk with a diagonal towards the box, headed away. Headed forwards from Grandbert, then volleyed away from Ben Hamida. Trapped on the chest of Mastori midway inside his half. Mastori now moves into defensive position there. It is Abdi, pass to Hannibal. Hannibal tackle, rolls to Mastori. The striker is still very deep here. So Ben Hamida taps it to Hannibal on Tunisia's left. Again, play back to Ben Hamida. And now Sakiri, the man who scored the own goal to put Netherlands in front. Sakiri with the switch to Valery. Valery Christensen header forwards, then Van Dijk steps up, heads towards Gakpo, intercepted. And then a tackle on Ben Slimani from Ake. And that will be a throw to Tunisia. On the right hand side, halfway in their territory, throw from Valery. Backwards from Garbi. Controlled here from Ben Hamida in the D. Ben Hamida. Abdi, the left wing back, wants it square on. Abdi, 4 yards behind the halfway line, lays it back to Ben Hamida. Ben Hamida now doesn't have a full pass on, so we're backwards left footed to Sakiri. Across the back line to Talbi. Monsar Talbi. Well, it's the goalkeeper, Ahmed Darman, on the ball. 3 yards in front of the penalty spot. Darman, his light blue kit, drills it halfway. It's a flick on for Ben Slimani, but no runner down that inside right. It's back with Bruggen. Here is Frankie de Jong coming towards halfway. De Jong now into the centre circle, left footed pass. Van Ecke, one touch to take it over halfway. Van Ecke, 7 yards forward to Dumfries, back to Van Ecke, level with the centre circle, square to Van Dijk, who's inside it. Van Dijk now through the middle, well intercepted though from Khedira. Khedira, here is Mastori. Tunisia over halfway, bit of space in the middle for Tunisia to run into. Mastori now, chance of Ben Slimani to get a cross in, goes to cut back, deflects off Ake. Here is Talbi. Tunisia, edge of the box, Ben Slimani gets the ball in, almost found the head of Hannibal. He threw his head towards the ball, but failed to connect. Now it's a chance there for Tunisia. Tease and cross in from Anis Ben Slimane. Looking for the head of Hannibal. Just couldn't quite find him in the end. And we just pitch it back to where Netherlands scored. And there was a quick VR check. It was a possible offside, but Brian Brobby is definitely on his Reiners in the centre circle. Out wide to the right to Marlon, midway in the Tunisia half. Back now to Dumfries. Van Ecke, very close to centre circle, just rolls it inside it to Van Dijk. Van Dijk now, 35 yards from goal. Taps it to Van Ecke. Now here's Dumfries. Run down the right here from Reiners. Reiners now turns. Was he caught there? He was indeed. By Tunisia's left-sided centre-back, the back three. Ben Hamida. Again, Reiners, really nice sharp turn away from Mohamed Amin Ben Hamida. There was a clear foul from the Tunisia defender. So free kick wide right for the Netherlands. Netherlands leading the group on points at the moment. Japan, Sweden goalless. So just over a quarter now gone here in Kansas City. Netherlands 2 goals to good. So free kick for Reinders to take. From the right-hand side, level with the penalty area. Reinders delivers it in, header over the bar, and quite a bit over as well for Van Hekke. And another dangerous delivery into the box from Tiani Reinders. But Van Hekke in the end just couldn't keep his header down. And it is free kick, goal kick taken short from Darman. So Ben Hamida. And now Abdi. Abdi, can he move it inside? Abdi plays it forwards, takes deflection off Dumfries. And that will be a throw-in to Tunisia, which Ali Abdi will take. Abdi assessing his options. Abdi throws over halfway, bounce on the chest of Hannibal, then Van Hekke steps in, short of De Jong. It is Nathan Ake. Just coming into the centre circle. Ake. And walks over halfway, still in the centre circle, Ake. Ake square to his right to De Jong. Moves further out to that side to Dumfries. Now Van Hekke, 3 yards in front of the halfway line. Virgil van Dijk located in the centre circle. And square to Van Hekke. Dumfries asking for it. Van Hekke, can he find a pass through the middle? Just rolls it to his right to Dumfries. Netherlands coming towards the attacking third, but now Dumfries backwards to Van Hekke. Van Dijk, a few touches with his right foot. Van Dijk, just over 30 yards out. It's a light pass is right to Van Hekke. Now Van Hekke, line breaking pass, edge of box. Reinders didn't get the control right. And now Garbi, squared to Valerie. Can Tunisia get over halfway? Valerie, very isolated here, but Valerie does get over halfway. But his pass blocked from Ake. And now Brobby's wide right, just in front of the halfway line. Marlon miscontrols inside. And Tunisia have it back. Talbi to Shaqiri. And now across the defensive line to Ben Hamida. Scoops it, left-footed. Headed away from Dumfries. Rolls now to Marlon. Marlon just beyond the halfway line. And a light-weighted pass to Dumfries. Netherlands just coming forward slowly. Denzel Dumfries. Dumfries rolls it forwards. And now it's a clearance blocked here from Granberg. Granberg plays in behind. Reinders makes a run the box. Tries to scoop over the goalkeeper. But it was a touch off of Darman, and it'll be a corner kick to Netherlands. Granberg slipped in Reinders. Right-hand side, the penalty area, tried to just clip it over Darman. But Darman got the touch needed. The ball to go behind. Tunisia could have been out of sight. Yeah, we haven't even reached the 20th minute here in Kansas City. Tunisia 0, Netherlands 2. So Tiani Reinders all set for the outswing corner on the right-hand side. Reinders delivers, flicked away, still bouncing the box, and then Tunisia get it clear through Talbi. That'll be a Netherlands throw. Just over 10 yards over halfway as some of the Netherlands supporters starting the Mexican wave around the stadium here in Kansas City. So looks like it's an issue here for Shaqiri, just taking off his shirt. Looks like he'll need a new shirt here, Shaqiri. Not entirely sure why, I don't really see any blood, but there you go. 20 minutes gone here in Kansas City. Tunisia 0, Netherlands 2. Shaqiri's fine now, back on the field. So Mexican wave still continuing in amongst the orange shirts in the crowd. Dumfries throws it back to Van Hekke. Just a reminder, if you are watching as well as listening to us, make sure you are watching game through your local broadcaster. De Jong squares it to Van Hekke, 35 yards from goal. Worked out wide to Dumfries. Dumfries under a bit of pressure from Abdi. Abdi forcing Dumfries just to pass it back into the Netherlands half to Van Hekke. Towns for Bruggen, his Brighton teammate as well to leave it. Well, sorry, former Brighton teammate. Of course, Van Hekke has actually made the move to Tottenham this summer. Frenkie de Jong. De Jong should have 35 yards and goal. Van Hekke, Netherlands in the centre. De Jong again facing away from the Tunisia goal. Now De Jong plenty of space to turn, look forwards. Wide right is Donjon Marlon against Abdi and Hannibal. Now Marlon almost has Dumfries on his toes. Marlon, can he play a forward pass? Marlon being forced further back. Now drifts inside. Squares to Ake's in a bit of room in the centre. Van Dijk. Van Dijk, just under 35 yards to goal. Links up with De Jong. Square now to Ake. First time from Gakpo. His pass is cleared away. Ake backwards to Van Dijk. Tunisia just can't get out their own half here. Netherlands 2 goals to good, right in the ascendancy, as they're looking to finish top of the group. The Netherlands in possession at the back. Van Eke, although I say at the back's in the Tunisia half though. Van Dijk out to Ake. Back inside to Van Dijk. Just over 25 yards and goal. Netherlands inside left. Tiny feet from Reinders. Reinders to Van Eke. Granberg asked for it, but instead it goes further out wide to Dumfries. Now Granberg has it. Inside right. Again, about 25 yards and goal. Ryan Granberg. Dead centre. De Jong. And now to his right to Van Eke. Donjan Malen. Van Eke wants it back. Netherlands in the attacking third. It's been given to Van Eke. Now Frenkie de Jong on the ball. Wide left is Gakpo. Can Gakpo get a ball in? Pass it around Valery, but intercepted in the end from Talbi. Talbi clips it to Valery. Valery trying to hold on to the ball. 2 men around him. Valery's pass blocked from Ake. And Tunisia appealing for handball. And those appeals are met. It did come off the right hand of Nathan Ake. It will be a free kick to Tunisia. Yeah, Tunisia have had actually 2 or 3 moments going forward, Tunisia, but just don't have the quality to take those opportunities. So now having the hydration break, which usually gets a chorus of poos from the supporters at this tournament. But so far, so good for Netherlands. Frenkie de Jong run the midfield. Brian Brobby with his 3rd of the tournament. And Gakpo and Malen have had not the best of 23 minutes in terms of final product, creating amazing chances. But the midfield of Netherlands looks terrific. Again, comfortable on the ball at the back. Again, it was a really good set piece for Netherlands for that Brobby goal, and a dangerous low ball from the right hand side for own goal, just turned in by Shaqiri. Yeah, the midfield is just terrific though for Netherlands again. Obviously Reinders, Granbert, De Jong. Of course, can't forget Toon Koopmeiners on the bench as well for Netherlands, and the Netherlands attack, that's what has come under the scrutiny. And Donjan Malen, I have to say, actually he's had fine club form coming into this tournament. He's a versatile forward, and he's been an even bigger threat since his loan from Aston Villa to Roma. Look at Xavi Simons, his form for Tottenham was less than encouraging, for example. But certainly the Dutch fans have been absolutely outstanding here. Everywhere they've been in the States, to be honest, they brought the colour, they brought the vibrancy to this competition, and the supporters have been absolutely terrific all around this tournament. It's been the United States or Mexico, Canada. It really has been a breath of fresh air. But Tunisia, you do feel for their supporters. Sabri Lamouchi just wasn't the right guy, and you do feel Hervé Renard brought in to try and make an impact, and just hasn't happened. And again, Tunisia really in this tournament relying on defending as a team, and just hasn't happened at all. And they don't really play that free-flowing style. Scoring's a major problem for Tunisia. They just want to frustrate opponents. A lot of people call it the dark arts or shenanigans, but it just hasn't worked. That the approach hasn't worked at all this tournament for Tunisia. So ready to get back on the way. Tunisia do have a free kick to take. Just a reminder, Japan-Sweden is goalless. Other game in the group. So Netherlands leading Japan by points. Netherlands' goal difference is 6, Japan's is 4. So it will be a free kick now for Darman to take. Darman, search for Ben Slimani, headed away from Van Dijk. Now Brobby holds up on the halfway line. Brobby, who can he bring to play? Squares in the centre circle. He can't bring any of his teammates into play. And then just gave it to Abdi. Good turn here from Gabari. Now Brobby wins it back. Reinders on the turn. Rolls it forwards. Marlon trying to use his pace to get in behind, but good defend there from Ben Amida. Just to beat into the punch and play it back to Darman. Darman clips it with his right foot. Can Valerie win the header? Does do so against Ake. Flipped further on for Ben Slimani. Mastori controls it with his midriff, just over halfway. Now Mastori moves it back to his own half. Heavy touch from Mastori. Keeps in play, then Ake picks up the ball. Now Brobby just pinning Security back with ease. And actually Brobby controlled the ball, I think, from an offside position there. So Tunisia take the free kick quickly. And it is Garbi. Garbi, short for Valerie. Rolls it backwards to Talbi. Now Shaqiri. Shaqiri, no full pass on. Shaqiri, right-footed. Square to Talbi. Tunisia back in their area. Darman place it forwards first time. Van Dijk steps forwards now, heads it on the inside left. Gakpo holds it up. Now square for Granberg. Space open up for Netherlands. Granberg into the box. Granberg's shot takes deflection off of Ben Amida. And it'll be a corner kick on the left-hand side for Netherlands. Open up really nicely for Ryan Granberg. Again, Ben Amida just turned away from the ball and it just deflected off his right ankle. So Netherlands corner on the left-hand side. So they're looking to triple their advantage. So Tiani Reinders to take. As the rain now starts to come down there in Kansas. It was huge amount of rain for kickoff. So Reinders, short corner. Now Marlon inside left. Marlon with a curler, but miles off target. It was a good idea there from Tiani Reinders with that short corner. Doniel Marlon found that space on the inside left. 23 yards and goal, but there's a poor curling effort from Doniel Marlon. So Darman can try and look long here for Mastori, but actually goes further towards the right, looking for Ben Slimani. Actually, flick on was one, but it was from the right wing back Jan Valerie, straight out of play. And Netherlands with a throw midway inside their half for Nathan Ake to take. Gone back to De Jong. De Jong now, right footed pass. Van Ecke, Netherlands, midway inside the half. Van Ecke coming up towards halfway. Van Ecke, right footed. 7-yard pass to Dumfries. Back to Van Ecke, who's on the halfway line. Van Ecke now, looking down the right hand side. He finds Marlon. Marlon goes across. Try for Brobby. Headed down for Gakpo. No. Orange shirt could get onto it. It's been cleared away from Ben Amida. And Dijk steps forwards and heads it square, heavy. It was a high foot on Virgil van Dijk, so free kick given in Netherlands' favour. High foot was from Hazim Mastori. And it was a dangerous ball in for Doniel Marlon. Gakpo headed it down, but no one could get onto the end of it. Granbert's free kick midway inside the Tunisia half now. It's De Jong on the ball. Getting in midfield to Granbert. Now Brobby holds it up inside the box. Shot first time for Dumfries, wide. I think it may have taken a deflection. So Netherlands will get a corner kick. Again, Brian Brobby just pinning centre back again. And brought Dumfries into play. Dumfries' first time shot did take a deflection. Netherlands corner on the near side. Half hour gone here in Kansas City. Well, the rain's coming down, not ridiculously heavy, but if there is any thunder and lightning, the game will have to be stopped. Reinders corner in, but the referee blew a whistle before Reinders took the corner, so it'll be a retake for Reinders. Bit of push and shoving going on, which the referee has to step in and make sure everything's fine. Or this corner can be properly taken. So second bite of the cherry with Tiani Reinders. Reinders corner in, punched away from Darman. Shot hit down to the ground from Marlon. And Tunisia head it out the box. On the header one from Abdin out falls here for Reinders, but lifts the ball straight into the arms of Darman. So Darman whacks it right footed. Looking for Hannibal, head away from Van Ecke. Was there a push on Hannibal? Looks like the referee has awarded a free kick in favour of Hannibal. So she thought there was enough of a shove from Gravenberg. So free kick it is for Netherlands. Just a reminder, if you are watching the game as well as listening to us, make sure you are watching it through a local broadcaster. Hannibal's free kick, just over 35 yards out, inside left. Now, Garby line up the shot, but well wide in the end from Ismail Garby. Actually opened up pretty nicely for him to take on the effort. Was still a bit of a distance though for Garby, just over 30 yards and goal. Central position. He went for the right foot shot, but miles wide. So Verbruggen's short goal kick to Jan-Paul van Ecke. De Jong, spider send circle, now inside it to move it along to Gravenberg. Clips now, it's the forward line. Headed down away from Ben Sakiri. And a cushion header to Hannibal by Garby. It is Abdi. Abdi whips it left-footed over halfway and straight out of touch for a Netherlands throw. Just beyond halfway on the right-hand side, it's thrown short to Van Ecke. On halfway is De Jong. De Jong now just sweeps it outside the right boot to Van Dijk. Moves out the centre circle in the Tunisia half. It's square to Gravenberg. He has his right foot on top of the ball. That was now to Van Ecke. Van Dijk. And to his left to Ake. Van Dijk again. Couple yards in front of the centre circle. And about 4 yards in front of Van Dijk is De Jong. De Jong receives it. Square midfield to Gravenberg. Dumfries. Goes back into centre back position. Van Ecke. Now Van Ecke to Marlon. Flicks to the right hand side to Dumfries. Infield Gravenberg. Sharp turn. Gravenberg trying to stride forward. He's tackled though in the end from Abdi. And now is Garby. Garby surrounded by orange shirts, but quickly squares it to Valery. Valery now looks towards the right of Mastori. Couldn't quite find him. Good idea there from Jan Valery. It was a curve run from Mastori, but Verbruggen got to it in his area. Rolls it quickly now. De Jong over halfway for his centre circle. De Jong looking for Brobby. Passes too light. Cleared away to Hannibal. Hannibal holds it up at halfway in his half and push from Frankie De Jong and Hannibal. So free kick for the Netherlands. Turn Gravenberg with his right boot, just rolled it away from Ali Abdi, but Abdi actually made a really good tackle. Now Tunisia come forward here with Garby. Garby though stopped in his tracks from Reinders. Time for Reinders in the Netherlands penalty area, back for Verbruggen. And now Van Dijk on the half turn takes out the Netherlands box, and now Nathan Ake coming up towards the halfway line. And just a very light pass to De Jong. Netherlands still in the centre circle. Reinders rolls out to Dumfries. Dumfries about 8-9 yards in the Tunisia half. Van Ecke just about level with the centre circle. Short forward pass to Dumfries, back midway in Tunisia's territory. Back to Van Ecke. Van Ecke now towards Gravenberg. Intercepted though from Ben Hamida. And now Hannibal coming towards halfway. Hannibal looking for the right pass. Hannibal drills it forwards towards the right. And now it's a run here from Valery. Can Valery get to it? It's in a foot race to Ake. Valery to get to cross him, but Valery not very powerful. Not very powerful cross from Jan Valery. Easy for Verbruggen to claim. He rolls it to Jan-Paul van Ecke. Now De Jong in the half turn. De Jong in the centre circle. Netherlands now over halfway. Reinders inside left. 7-yard forward pass for Gakpo. Looks to skip inside. It's a good sound and challenge there from Garby. So throw for Netherlands. 35 yards and goal. Okay, back to Reinders who took the throw. Van Dijk now. Pass through the centre circle in the Tunisia half to Van Ecke. 10 minutes of this half to go. Tunisia 0, Netherlands 2. And Netherlands top in the group. Again, Japan have to win by a significant amount. Trying to overtake Netherlands at the moment. Good interception there from Valery from De Jong's pass, but then Valery couldn't get onto his interceptions, keep it in play. Throw for Netherlands. It's on halfway with Ake. And now De Jong trying to bend it over the top for Gakpo, but controlled in the end from Talbi. Here's Valery. Valery pass down the right, and it takes a nick off Frankie De Jong. So Tunisia have a throw midway in their half. Jan Valery to take. Does have the option of Monsar Talbi in behind him in space. I think Valery will definitely throw it down the line. Controlled here from Mastori. First time passing halfway from Khedira to his partner midfield, Garbi, who's midway inside his half now. Garbi prods it back to Talbi. Now Sakiri lets it run under his legs. Sakiri turns, takes out the box. Sakiri slips. Now his pass does go onto the chest of Hannibal on the left-hand side. Tunisia midway in their half. Bended ball from Ben Hamida, now controlled on the halfway line. And there's a poor pass there from Khedira. But equally poor pass from Ake when he did intercept that Khedira pass. Now Hannibal, a bit of time on the ball. Hannibal, 30 yards to go. Hannibal now, forwards on the left-hand side. Now Abdi into the box. Abdi cuts it back. Can't find Ben Samani because De Jong was there to intercept. Graham Burke now to Dumfries. And Marlon pretty deep inside his half, but Marlon gets a pass off to Graham Burke. And now Graham Burke being pulled back here by Ben Hamida. And the referee blew a whistle for a clear foul. Now will Ben Hamida escape a card? I think so, but it'd be a strong warning for sure. It was a clear pullback from Ben Hamida. Graham Burke's a free kick taken from Netherlands backline. Van Dijk to Ake. Ake just over halfway, just taking a leisurely stroll with the ball at the moment. Now Van Dijk back in the centre circle in possession. Van Hecke. Van Hecke picks out De Jong. Now square to Ake. De Jong again. De Jong. Now Dumfries has Marlon just ahead of it. Netherlands now level with the penalty area. Marlon trying to take it around Abdi. Abdi gets himself in between man and ball. Abdi clears. It didn't take deflection off of Marlon. Throw for Netherlands. 38 minutes on the clock. Tunisia 0, Netherlands 2. Shaqiri on goal, and Brian Brobbery, the third of the competition, has Netherlands 2 goals in front. Throw for Taint for Netherlands. Now Dumfries back to Van Hecke. Again, Netherlands backline pushed high. So Van Dijk in the Tunisia half. Just under 35 yards to goal. Now Van Hecke. Pass down that right hand side to Dumfries. Back to Van Hecke. Van Dijk asks for it, receives it. Virgil van Dijk. Just under 35 yards and goal. To his right to Van Hecke. Van Hecke looks at Martin on the forward line. Clearance from Tunisia, takes deflection. Throwing man, and now it's a tackle from Hannibal and Marlon. It is Tunisia in their own box here with Abdi. And now Shaqiri goes to the diagonal. Control from Valerie. Valerie inside, gives it away. Now to Reinders. Reinders on the stretch. Brobby. Cushion the pass back to Graham Burke. Graham Burke goes to the shot. But he was leaning back way too far. As the shot went high over the bar. Opened up nicely for Ryan Graham Burke to take on. Just couldn't keep it down. Tunisia on the far side. A real mess of trying to clear it. Ben Hamida, awful attempt at a clearance. So goal gets in towards my story. First touch wasn't bad, but Van Hecke takes it away from him. With Verbrugge. First time for Van Hecke to Van Dijk. Frenkie de Jong into the centre circle. De Jong's over halfway. The Netherlands have scored all their attempts on target so far. They've had 10 in total. Tunisia registering 4 shots, just a 1 on target. Van Hecke finds Van Dijk in the centre circle. Van Hecke again. Now Van Hecke drills it diagonally towards the box, and it was always sailing over the advanced run of Tiani Reinders. Good idea to go for the diagonal pass. Reinders just couldn't quite be found. 5 minutes is half to go. Tunisia 0, Netherlands 2. Goal kick from Darman, stepping onto it. It's Ake. Now Netherlands in the attacking third. Reinders into the box, sets up for Gakpo. And that's a good work there from Darman to get his hand to it, to take it away from Gakpo. Now Tunisia taking out the box. Here Valerie. Garbi now. Valerie down the right hand side. Running behind for Ben Slimani. Van Dijk beats him to the punch. And Van Dijk just nicely weighted past the De Jong run onto it. Now Netherlands just in front of their box for Frenkie de Jong. So it is de Jong to Graham Burke. Graham Burke's pass cuts up for Ben Slimani, but Graham Burke on the ball again and does have time. Speaking of time, Frenkie de Jong in the centre circle, absolutely no one around him. Netherlands just over halfway, Dumfries, back to de Jong. Square to Graham Burke. Now to the left. Gakpo's just under midway in the Tunisia half. Gakpo to Ake. Again in the middle. Frankie de Jong deep as the midfield three. De Jong now looks to play that pass into the box, cleared away only as far as Brobby. Brobby holds it up. Brobby shot for a tight angle. It was a good block there from Ben Amida. Now Abdi. Pass down left to Hannibal. Tunisia midway inside the half. Hannibal. 3 Netherlands players close to it. Hannibal now keeping it away from Dumfries, who's pushed high. Back here to Ben Amida. Ben Amida clipped it towards halfway, but headed down from Van Dijk. And now it's Van Ecke. 3 yards into the Tunisia half. Van Ecke line breaking pass. Marlon takes it in a central position. Marlon bursts in towards the box. Still Marlon. Donja Marlon. Still Marlon. Now rolls it for gap post. Marlon was challenged. Gap post. Clip cross headed away from Shaqiri. Tunisia clear further, only as far as Ake. Ake just over 25 yards and goal. Netherlands inside left for Reinders. 3 minutes of this half to go. Gakpo into his right foot, edge of the box now. Gakpo cross towards the back stick. Header from Granberg keeps it alive. No run in the middle though. That Granberg header went in behind of everyone, and Garby clears it back into opposition territory. Verbruggen steps onto the ball now. Van Ecke on the halfway line. Van Dijk in the centre circle. Van Dijk moves it onto De Jong. Van Dijk again. Now Ake. Netherlands inside left. 35 yards and goal with Reinders. Netherlands comfortable midfield here. It's De Jong on the ball. Dumfries backwards to Van Ecke. In fact, Netherlands are comfortable on the ball all over the pitch, really. And Van Dijk taps it to Van Ecke. Netherlands 30 yards and goal. Gamble Van Ecke. He's behind him to his partner Van Dijk. De Jong forwards now. Drobby trying to lay it off, but no one was there to pick it up. Now Tunisia on the far side. Was that a foul there from Brian Brobby? It wasn't. Benzema peeling for a free kick. Nothing in his favour. Okay, to Van Dijk. Netherlands aren't too close towards goal. Netherlands just over 30 yards from the target. Van Dijk in the centre. Now De Jong onto his right foot. De Jong scoops it to the right hand side of the box. Controlled there for Granberg. Granberg shot on target, but straight at the goalkeeper. It's a nice first touch. In fact, actually was Dumfries, beg your pardon, who took on the shot there. Nice first touch from Dumfries, but shot straight at Darman. Here's Khedira for Tunisia. And now Shaqiri. Hannibal halfway. Can Tunisia pull one back before the break? Hannibal, right foot pass. That's a nice ball to find Benzema inside right. Now further out on that right is Valerie, but the offside flag actually goes up against the Tunisians with the last minute of normal time of this first half to go. The Netherlands are 2 goals in front. Japan-Sweden is goalless, by the way. And Japan will be finishing second on 5 points. Sweden will be on 4. Van Ecke, it's a ball fizzed down the far side. Dumfries runs onto it. Dumfries cross, not a lot of power. And just passed in defeat of Abdi in the end for Ben Amida. Hannibal now, deep inside his half. Hannibal, the ball just scooped short to him for Khedira. Hannibal turns into trouble. Van Ecke wins the challenge. Van Ecke preserves it. Netherlands just in front of halfway with Granberg. Now Van Dijk. Ake in the centre circle. Nathan Ake. A few touches with his right foot. And moved along now to Granberg. Netherlands attacking third inside right with Granberg. Granberg, his right foot on top of the ball. Pass back 4 yards to his right to Dumfries. Marlon back to Dumfries, but now in first half. Stoppage time. Just the 3 minutes added on here as the rain's lightly coming down in Kansas City at the moment. Tunisia 0, Netherlands 2. Dumfries gets the pass back in the Netherlands half to Van Ecke. Van Dijk on the half turn by the centre circle. Ake and halfway. Nathan Ake gives it to De Jong by the centre circle. De Jong with tiny feet. Van Dijk now short square to Van Ecke in the centre circle. Van Ecke. Full pass move to the right wing to Marlon. Running behind the Dumfries. Now Dumfries almost found for Marlon. Marlon's short pass wasn't accurate enough. That attempted combination play just broke down. And Brian Brobby did have that shot a few minutes back, which is well blocked actually by Ben Amida. Brobby's certainly in the mood. First minute of the 3-up in Stoppage time. And so opening 45, Tunisia 0, Netherlands 2. Netherlands bring it out their box of Van Dijk. And now De Jong. Coming towards halfway into the Tunisia half. Now in the centre with De Jong onto his right foot. It's Ake. It's left there for Gakpo. Gakpo. His strength against Valerie. De Jong, defence midfield. De Jong right footed. Now Netherlands just about the attack there with Dumfries. Dumfries doesn't have a forward pass on. Still looking. Dumfries now has a very short one on in Marlon. Marlon just goes backwards to Van Ecke. Graham Burke asking for it. But Van Ecke actually bypassed him, then flicks it back to Graham Burke when he realised there wasn't that right forward pass on. And right square to Ake. Ake, 35 yards from goal. Virgil van Dijk into the last minute of first half stoppage time. Can Netherlands get goal number 3? Van Ecke to Dumfries, first time ball in. Headed away though from Ben Hamida. Now Hannibal. And square across the middle of the Tunisia half to Ben Slimani. Ben Slimani over halfway. Has the support and run of Valerie. Eventually given to Valerie. He got himself on side. Valerie cutting in. And now Hannibal, 25 yards from goal, inside right, cross towards the back post. Let's head up into the air from Abdi. Abdi now plays it back to Ben Hamida. Ali Abdi again. Looking for help, Abdi. Still go behind him in midfield to Hannibal. Tunisia inside left, Garbi into the box. Garbi almost got the ball stuck on his foot. Garbi's pass now held up in the middle here. From Astori, gets it taken away from Van Dijk. Hannibal heads forwards. Actually volleyed backwards from Garbi. Cushion header from Ben Hamida. Have just 2 seconds to go. Hannibal looks to fall past the right side of the box, but straight out of bounds. And there goes the half-time whistle in Kansas City, where Netherlands are doing their job to top the group. 2 early goals. Sakiri with the own goal, cross in for the right-hand side. Sakiri turned it into his own net. Now Brobby lurking in behind, but Brobby did get his goal, his 3rd of the tournament. The well-worked free kick was just 4 minutes later. Free kick in from Reinders. Van Dijk peeled off his man, square head, and Brobby side-footed it in with power to the back of net. Tunisia have had a few moments come forward, but haven't really tested Bart Verbruggen. It's a half-time here in Kansas City. It's Tunisia 0, Netherlands 2.
Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page.
Welcome back to the pouring rain here in Kansas City, where Netherlands are topping the group as things stand. There are 2 goals to good against Tunisia, both early goals. Shaqiri, the opening goal, it was an own goal in the 3rd minute, crossing with Dumfries, and Shaqiri sliced it into his own net, and 4 minutes later, Brian Brobby with his 3rd of the competition. Ryan has dinked in the free kick. Van Dijk headed across the box and Brobby side-first him with plenty of power. Tunisia ready to get us underway. Second half, they're just taking the kick-off bit too early for the referee's liking. So it will be a second bite the cherry. Referee looks concerned over something. I mean, the rain is coming down pretty heavy here in Kansas City. I don't think that is actually the issue. That is there a player that is late coming on the pitch. I think at least Shaqiri is finally. So actually, Shaqiri wasn't on the pitch for Tunisia. That was the issue. So we're back on the way now for the second half here in Kansas City. Just a reminder, if you are watching the game as well as listening to us, make sure you are watching it through your local broadcasters. Back here with Darman, the Tunisia goalkeeper. Long now towards Hannibal, head away from Van Dijk. Flick on with Gakpo, Brobby can't quite get to it. It's cleared away from Shaqiri. Long and back now for Bruggen to take comfortably. Roll to Van Hekke. Van Hekke, right footed. Here is Denzel Dumfries. Back to Jan-Paul Van Hekke. Van Hekke, now Van Dijk on halfway's Ake. Ake left footed. Gakpo, Van Dijk again. He's in the centre circle. In this half, Van Dijk square to Van Hekke. Van Hekke now looks forwards on the right. Dumfries into the attacking third. Now inside, Granberg holding off Khedira. Holds off and goes backwards to Van Hekke. About 3 yards in front of halfway. It's in the centre circle in the Tunisia half with Van Dijk. Open minute of the second half play. Van Hekke moving forwards, 35 yards and goal. Looks towards the forward line, cleared away though. Tunisia, that's a poor pass on Khedira in midfield. And Netherlands have it back. Dumfries, Marlon taps it back to Dumfries. Marlon again. Marlon now backwards to Van Hekke. Netherlands still in the Tunisia half. Now Van Hekke forwards, controlled there from Dumfries, keeping away from Hannibal. Back to Van Hekke, first time. Virgil van Dijk, just under 40 yards and goal. Plays it through legs of De Jong. Ake. In a light pass down left, Gakpo returns it back towards Ake. Instead it's Reinders who controls. Reinders being harassed and Garby had a fistful of Reinders' shirt, but I think the offside flag was actually up against Reinders first. So Tunisia have got the free kick. Be taking it from Talbi. So Talbi clips it right footed. Can he find Hannibal? Van Dijk wins that aerial duel. Drops it to Valerie. Valerie takes heavy touch. Ake steps in with the challenge. Netherlands have it back in midfield with Reinders. Now they're playing it across the back. Netherlands with Van Hekke to Dumfries. Dumfries just moves in a central position from full-back. Binds to Van Hekke. And now here is Netherlands with De Jong square and halfway to Ake. 2.5 minutes played the second half. 2 is the amount of goals that Netherlands have over Tunisia. They're both very early ones. Ake level with the centre circle, right footed. Short to Gakpo. Ake again. Ake left footed. So Van Hekke on the ball in the centre circle. Van Hekke now rolls it forwards on the right hand side to Dumfries. Here is Donjon Marlon, just under 30 yards and goal. De Jong again being harassed here from Garby, but keeps away from Garby. Now, short forward pass on left from Ake. Edge of the box is Gakpo. Gakpo skips inside. Onto his right foot, clips it towards the back post. Will it drop it for Dumfries? Dumfries smash it up into the air. Way too heavy though from Dumfries. And that bounces out for Tunisia throw. And Dumfries actually a bit surprised that fell to him. Smashed it on the byline, but way too heavy there. Well, Van Hecke at the highest percentage of passes for Netherlands, 20% of them. He's been heavily involved. So flick on to Hannibal from the Tunisia throw. It's a flick on one for Mastori. That's actually a push on Mastori. So the referee has blown up for Tunisia free kick. The rain's certainly coming down heavier in Kansas City than it did in the first half. Here's Talby, which is a short free kick. Now Valery back inside to Talby. Talby's over halfway. And now it is Tunisia moving down left-hand side. Ball towards Garbi for Ben Slimani. Van Dijk knocks it out for throw. Did it possibly take the deflection off Garbi? It did indeed, actually. So it's a throw for Netherlands. Throw taken back to Van Dijk. Van Hecke. Midway inside his half. Stops the ball now right-footed. Moves it along to Van Dijk. Van Dijk just behind the centre. Back square to Van Hecke. Van Hecke slowly enters the Tunisia half. Just a roll to Van Dijk in the centre circle. Two's left to Ake. Just the front of halfway. Square to De Jong. De Jong now brings Robbie into play. Square here for Reinders. Reinders whips it towards the right hand side. It's way too far in front of Denzel Dumfries. It was a good idea there from Reinders to whip the ball towards that space, but I'm not sure the fastest man in the world could have got there. So Darman with the goal kick, headed down from Van Dijk. That's a sloppy pass there from Valery. Now lift over halfway from Reinders. Gakpo about 7 yards in the Tunisia half. Gakpo tackle, but now gets it back and gives it to Ake. Just in front of halfway is Granberg. Turns onto his right foot. Now Van Hecke moves out the centre circle. Jean-Paul Van Hecke down the inside right. Now first time pass from De Jong. Marlon cuts in. Doniel Marlon. Tricky feet from Marlon just behind the D. Stopped in the tracks on his far as Reinders. It was Ben Slimani made the challenge. Now ball in for Netherlands, headed away. Only as far as Dumfries. Shot blocked. And now Tunisia get it clear through Abdi. Should have been 3-0 to Netherlands there. Mastori flicks on, goes down. Was there a nudge from Van Hecke? Nothing given. What a chance to Dumfries in the middle of the penalty area to make it 3-0. It was a brilliant block. Now Mastori down holding his head. So Gakpo balling outside the boot, flicked. And it was only as far as Dumfries. Dumfries' shot looked to be blocked there by Sakiri, I think. It was an excellent block. It was Sakiri. It was Sakiri who blocked his back, and Sakiri has his numbers hanging off the back of his shirt. He's not unstable at all. Tunisia go long for Darman, but just control for Van Hecke. There's Nathan Ake walking towards halfway. Now he's in the Tunisia half. Finds Van Hecke in the centre circle. Van Hecke right-footed. 10 yards forward to Dumfries. Back to Van Hecke. Netherlands inside right now. Granberg rolls it forwards. Dumfries. That's a good challenge there from Ben Hamida. Strong one, but definitely on the ball. There's the throw to Netherlands. Dumfries takes the throw to Granberg. Van Hecke. Roger Van Dijk. The Netherlands defence is pushing into the Tunisia half. Van Hecke inside right. Dumfries level the penalty area down the right hand side for Granberg. Granberg on the byline, but it's a light cross though. Now Hannibal brings out the area. It's Hannibal to Garbi. Now Hannibal striding towards halfway. It's looking promising this for Tunisia. Hannibal and rolls it square. Now and it's Ben Slimani. Valery right side of the box. Valery low ball in, but Van Hecke right place at the near post and knock it out for a corner kick. That was really promising there from Tunisia on the counter attack. And Valery just didn't quite get the power he was hoping for on that cross. But Tunisia do have a corner on the far side. 8 minutes into the second half. Tunisia 0, Netherlands 2. As it sounds, Tunisia have a goal difference of -10. It has been a miserable tournament for them. So, corner kick for Hannibal to take. Looked like it would be an outswinger on the Tunisian number 10. Hannibal delivers, headed towards goal. Tunisia have hope. It's the number 9, Hazim Mastori, who flicks in. Lovely corner from Hannibal. And Mastori, that's the man they need to look to. He needs to take advantage of these set-piece situations. That's exactly what Mastori did there. Just peeled off the back of Tiani Reinders. Caught the header sweetly into Verbruggen's bottom right-hand corner. Verbruggen nowhere near it. And certainly can't blame the goalkeeper there at all. Lovely header by Mastori. And Tunisia halved the deficit. 54 minutes played, Tunisia 1, Netherlands 2. There is going to be a VAR check. I have to say, at naked eye, I didn't really see anything wrong with that goal. We'll wait and see as to what they're talking to the referee, Katy Garcia, about. So she's just telling the players what's going on. She received confirmation that it will definitely be a goal for Tunisia. So back on the way. And Netherlands just need to keep their cool here with the lead. Granberg. Square to Van Dijk, but certainly makes things interesting. 10 minutes in the second half, and Tunisia right back in this one. A really nice header from Mastori. Van Dijk now forwards to Gakpo, back to Ake. Van Dijk in the centre circle. Tapped here to Van Hecke. Van Hecke now right-footed, Dumfries. Looks inside, Marlon controls. Marlon, 2 men around him. Hannibal forcing Marlon to go back to Van Dijk, just in front of the centre circle. Square to Ake. Now Gakpo facing up Valerie. And Gakpo get a ball in, 2 men around him. It's back to Ake. De Jong, just under 30 yards and goal. De Jong, right-footed, back out to the right flank, left flank to Gakpo. Gakpo surrounded by white shirts. Cut back for Ake. Ake's ball in too heavy towards the back post and cleared behind for a corner kick. And there should have been better communication from the Tunisian defence, because Abdi could have left that for a goal kick, but decided to volley up for a corner because no one let him know that there was no one in behind him. So corner kick for the Netherlands to take on the right-hand side. So the rain still coming down heavily in this second half. So Reinders to deliver. Reinders corner, flicked away. That falls here for Granberg. Just over 25 yards and goal. Granberg plants the pass out to the right to Reinders. Infield to Van Hecke. Van Hecke turns, not forward pass on. So rolls it back here to Granberg on halfway. Square into the centre circle to his fellow central midfielder Frankie de Jong. Granberg again. Tapped over halfway to Van Hecke. Van Hecke turns. And now here's Granberg. De Jong on the half turn. Frankie de Jong left-footed. Granberg. Now here's Van Hecke. Netherlands back in the centre circle. Van Dijk moves it along to his left to Ake. Gakpo midway in the Tunisian half. Rolls it in field to de Jong. Van Dijk now plays it through the centre circle. Van Hecke turns on his right foot. And now Dumfries just has to go back to Van Hecke. It was good pressing there from Abdi. Netherlands just enjoying possession now. After being a bit rocked by that Mastori header. Take control midfield again. Reinders to Van Hecke. Rolls it forwards on the right for Marlon. Marlon moving inside, but again Hannibal closing down the space, and Marlon goes further and further back. Now level with the centre circle, Marlon. Van Hecke, now inside of it is Van Dijk. Van Dijk, left-footed. Now Van Hecke hits it outside of his right to Dumfries. First time pass down the line, intercepted there from Abdi. And now Abdi's pass cut out from Granberg. And Netherlands You can see the throw in midway in their half, in the Tunisia half. Throw taken now, held up here from Astori, then Hannibal bundled down from Van Ecke just over halfway. Japan leads Sweden by 1-0. So it is Netherlands and Japan tied on 7 points and tied on goal difference as well with 5 each. So things certainly interesting in the race for top spot in this group. Short free kick for Tunisia. Hannibal out here to Valerie midway in the Netherlands half. Backwards to Talby. Valerie. Now behind him to Talby. So it's Hannibal now with the switch. Can't find Abdi though. Headed away from Dumfries. And then Marlon turns in his half and brought down to the ground from Khedira. And will the referee brandish yellow card towards Rani Khedira? Don't think so. It is arms around the waist of Donjon Marlon. Ronald Koeman furious. The referee hasn't given the yellow. Van Ecke, short free kick. Van Dijk walks into the centre circle. Van Ecke 2 or 3 yards in front of halfway. Onto his right foot. Van Ecke now finds Marlon, but Marlon miscontrols on that right flank in the attacking third. After back foot Ben Amida. Ben Amida controls, flicked off Mastori, no one behind him. The Netherlands have it. Again, about 4 yards in front of halfway with the number 4. And the captain, Virgil van Dijk, dreaming of lifting the trophy come the end of the summer. Who knows is Reinders on the left wing now, combines a Gakpo. Reinders on the byline. Reinders cuts it back. Ake in the box, touch it on. And a chance here for Gakpo's second on a shot. Blocked, it's looped up in the air, bouncing out to the right wing. Marlon beaten to it, cleared away from Abdi, but has conceded the throw. Chance there for Gakpo's, but just over the hour mark here in Kansas City. Tunisia 1, Netherlands 2. Reminder, Japan leads Sweden by 0-0. So that means Sweden won't be guaranteed of going through in that first spot. So stood at half time. Throw taken from Netherlands, cleared away now to Mastori. He miscontrols in his own half. Now De Jong. And forwards on the right for Marlon. Adjacent to the penalty area. Marlon scoops it towards the back post and it's headed behind for a corner kick by Jan Valerie. So Avirena must be a little bit more pleased this second half, although it's not going to save a miserable taunt for Tunisia. Guaranteed of finishing bottom of this Group F. So corner kick on left for Netherlands. They're looking for their 2-goal advantage back, which they earned inside the opening 7 minutes. Tiani Reinders in swing corner, flick is the back of the net, and they do have that 2-goal cushion back. Tunisia appealing for a foul. It was Van Ecke who flicked it the near post into the top right-hand corner. Van Ecke with a fist bump towards the orange shirts in the crowd. Hope short-lived for Tunisia. Lovely header from Jan-Paul Van Ecke. Reinders corner, Van Ecke rose. And Tunisia, they tried to keep it out. It came off the top of Anis Ben Slamane's head. But Van Ecke just rose at the near post, got the perfect power to head it across the face of goal. There was no way Ben Slimane was going to get the right contact to prevent that from going into the back of the net. Tunisia were appealing for a foul. I have no idea what they're appealing for. There was no clear foul at all. And it's Tunisia 1, Netherlands 3. Not great news for Japan in their pursuit of winning Group F. Back now with Darman. Headed down for Van Ecke in the centre circle. Now Marlon. Marlon to his left, the Gakpo. And now maybe a chance of Reinders taking on a shot. Reinders space closing down for him, but Reinders still has it in the box. Reinders flicks in the air. Volleyed away to safety from Ben Slimane. Stepping onto it is Dumfries in the middle. Now Ake back in the centre circle for the latest goal scorer for Netherlands, Jan-Paul Van Ecke. Here's Nathan Ake, left foot on top of the ball. Now into midfield to De Jong. First time inside left for Reinders. Back here for Ake. Nathan Ake saves about 40 yards from goal. In the centre circle now with Van Hekke. Square on is Van Dijk. Captain lays it back to Van Hekke. Van Hekke prods it to Granberg, who's just ahead of halfway. Van Dijk turns in the centre circle back into his half. And now Van Hekke again. Van Hekke over halfway fizzes. A low right-footed pass to Marlon. Down the line to Dumfries. That's a really good challenge there from Ben Hamida on Dumfries. And now it is Ben Hamida coming away with the ball. Still Ben Hamida towards halfway. Lays off to Hannibal. Hannibal now coming towards halfway. Hannibal drifts inside. Ben Hamida looks combined Hannibal. Good intercept from there from De Jong. And then De Jong anticipated the contact for Ben Hamida. It was actually quite a heavy shove there from Ben Hamida. So Sweden have equalised against Japan by a way in the other game in the group. So things getting very interesting in the race for qualification. It was Antti Alanga with his second goal of the competition. Again, such a goal-dry season. His big move to Newcastle, but he's firing this World Cup now. Brilliant tackle for Tunisia in the middle of their half. Now Hannibal out towards the right-hand side to Valerie. Infield to the Tunisian goal scorer Mastori. Mastori goes to the shot 25 yards out inside right, but yeah, shot not with a lot of power, easy for Bruggen to gather. So as it stands, Netherlands top of Group F on 7 points, Japan second on 5, Sweden third on 4, and that would mean Sweden would go through in that third spot with 4 points. Ecuador went through earlier on the same amount of points. Nice turn from Frenkie de Jong. Holding off Gabi. 25 minutes to go in Kansas City. Tunisia 1, Netherlands 3. Gakpo to De Jong. De Jong, 30 yards and goal, clips over the top. Punch away for the goalkeeper, and it's fast Reinders. Reinders lifts it off the other side of the bar, probably can't get to it. And Ben Hamida heads out the box. Headed back into the area from Ake. Reinders now, cross in towards the back post. Dumfries heads across the face of goal. And no one could get to it. When Dumfries kept it alive, it's going to be Tunisia throw on the right-hand side. And Netherlands having so much fun now. Awful punch from Darman. And he was caught in no man's land. Reinders lifted it towards goal, came off the underside of the bar. And Robbie couldn't get onto the bouncing ball. And Netherlands still kept the pressure alive. The cross just a moment ago. It's far too heavy. So we're now approaching the hydration break here in Kansas City. There's Tunisia 1, Netherlands 3, so triple substitution coming up now for Tunisia. So first player off is Khedira. So Rani Khedira looks to be coming off here for Haj Mahmoud. Haj Mahmoud, first player on for Tunisia. Next player off is Ben Slimane. Will be Elias Achuri on this place. And Ben Hamida, last player off for Murtada Ben Uanes. So trio subs now made for Tunisia. And will be a throw for Jan Valerie to take. Valerie's throw. The one from Ake. Another header from Tunisia. Now control from Hannibal. Turns into trouble. Ake wins the tackle now. Here come Netherlands inside left. Marlon driving forwards. Past to Brobby. Brobby back towards goal. Leaves it. Shot from Reinders. Pushed away. And now Tunisia can get it clear through Talby. Headed back forwards from Granberg. De Jong, left side of the box. Now left edge of the area is Gakpo. Return to De Jong. On the line of the area. Cross towards the back post towards Brobby. Headed away on Tunisia, and then Granberg fighting to win it back. Puts a tackle in. And he does win the throw, or Dumfries appealing for the throw. He's saying it came off a Shuri last. It looks like it's been given in favour of Tunisia. Now the hydration break is happening. And Netherlands come into it in a great position. And 3-1 to the good. And certainly they had that scare. They had it from Mastori, but excellent ball from Tiani Reiners. He's putting some excellent deliveries tonight. Reiners and Van Hecker. Powerful header across the face of goal into the roof and net. Netherlands will be believing that they can maybe be a dark horse to go far in this year's tournament. Who knows? They dream of winning this competition. Well, the first ever time they were finalists back to back in 74 and 78. And they had that heartbreak not qualifying for the 2018 tournament. And they made the quarters last time out, losing to the eventual winners, Argentina, on penalties. It was such a dramatic quarter final. But again, the attack was looked at as a weakness, but Brian Brobby really stepped up to the plate for sure, and those 3 goals just giving so much confidence. And I have to say, if the Dutch aren't going to have a penalty shootout this tournament, not commentating great form, as I mentioned, lost Argentina, had a recent spot kick loss to Spain as well. So Netherlands making a triple substitution. Christete, Sonville, Toon Koopmeiners and Justin Kluivert to come on. There's some name by way to have on the back of his shirt. Kluivert following the footsteps of his dad Patrick to play a major tournament for Netherlands in Somerville. These are netted already this tournament, and scoring twice in Japan and Sweden. So for Netherlands, the first man off is Donjan Malen, and will be Justin Kluivert the first man to go on the field. So next player off is Frankie de Jong, ran the midfield tonight. Soon Koopmeiners on in his place. And Sunville, the last man on. Tiani Reinders off. Reinders again. Some excellent set pieces, some good long busting runs. Into the attacking third as well from central midfield. So just 2 subs available for Netherlands as Abdi is ready to take the throw for Tunisia, but now throwing straight back to Netherlands, and Sunville gets his first touch combined with Brobby on the right wing. And roll back for Gravenberg. Now it's on halfway with Van Hecker. Into the centre circle where Van Dijk is located. Forward to Ake. Gakpo. A roll down the right. Netherlands in the attacking third. Kluivert with his first touch to Nathan Ake. Kluivert again. Puts to Van Dijk. Now Van Hecker. So a roll pass on the right flank to Somerville. Sunville 2 men around, and Sunville now trying to get on the outside and get a cross in. Cuts it back for Dumfries. Lets it run across and pass it inside. Intercepted though from Mastori. Mastori forwards, and that's good strength there for Denzel Dumfries to win it back off of Ismail Garbi. It's all the way with that for Bruggen. Back with Bruggen inside his deep. Van Hecker strides over halfway. Now forwards for Dumfries to run onto. Dumfries chops inside. Dumfries tackle from Abdi. And the lineswoman puts the flag to right for Netherlands' throat. Dumfries throws it back for Van Hecker. 73 minutes on the clock. Tunisia 1, Netherlands 3. Sunville edge of the box trying to roll it through, but it's been cut out Now Ashuri to the feet of Garbi. Garbi inside. It will be a free kick here for Tunisia. Foul on Benawanez. So Tunisia take the quick free kick. It's a pass from the back from Shaqiri. Hannibal. It's back here with Shaqiri. Go across the back line to Talby. Now here's Netherlands on the ball with Shaqiri. In possession is Mahmoud. Cutting inside is Hannibal. Midway in his half. That was now to Shaqiri. Short pass Hannibal. Nice turn there for Hannibal against Koeman. Koeman just caught the ankle of Hannibal. So a free kick for Tunisia. They'll be making their fourth substitution. Ismail Garbi making way, and Firas Shawat to be the latest Tunisian player to come on the Kansas City field. Disappointing night for Garbi in that middle. So it's a short free kick from Tunisia. And Abdi asking for it from Benawanez. And Benawanez goes back now to Shaqiri. Square to Valerie. Is it just behind him for Hannibal? Hannibal. And now another pass backwards from Tunisia. It's in the centre circle. It's played square. So left hand side to Abdi. Abdi midway in the Netherlands half. Hold up here from Ashuri. And it's Ashuri now back to Talbot. Tunisia in the centre circle with Shaqiri. Shaqiri for the middle to real nice turn from Ashuri. Ashuri, was he pulling the box there from Graham Burton? Nothing given. And now Van Ecke. But Van Ecke dispossessed from Mastori. Hannibal inside right, coming towards the box. Valerie on the overlap. Hannibal cuts in. Hannibal shot tipped over from Barford Bruggen. Court now left here in Kansas City. And Tunisia got absolutely nothing to lose. Might as well try and go for a couple of goals to try and get the points onto their name in this competition. But Ashuri straight into the box. Well, there was a pull. It was actually from Dumfries, but was it enough for Ashuri to go down the way he did? Hannibal cut in a moment ago. Probably a save for the cameras there from Bart Bruggen, actually. Simple tip over the bar. What's that to make it? So corner on the right for Hannibal to take. So Hannibal now right arm raised. Hannibal delivers. Flicked away from Van Dijk. Control from Ashuri. Ashuri shot powerful but straight into the Netherlands supporters behind the goal. Nice Ashuri. Nice first touch with his right foot. Again, just got that first touch spot on, but leaning back way too far when he did take on the effort. And was trying to reduce the deficit to 1 again. Brian Brobby. Another excellent game from him. And it is Memphis Depay on this place, but Brobby leading that line superbly. He's got everything, the hold-up play, the goals through to his name in this competition. Got Netherlands second in 7 minutes this evening. Van Dijk in the centre circle. Ake on halfway. Short forward pass for Ali Gakpo. Now De Jong to Kluivert. Kluivert turns. Kluivert caught his ankle there. And it was a foul. Sure from Mastori. So free kick for Netherlands to take. I think Koeman will be the man to take this. Just over 35 yards from goal. Inside left. Just a reminder, by the way, if you are watching the game as well as listening to us, I'm sure you are watching the game through your local broadcaster. Free kick for Netherlands. And as I mentioned a moment ago, just over 35 yards from goal. Koeman's left-footed ball in. Header for Van Dijk straight at Darman though. Rose above his man well, Van Dijk, but yeah, very easy for Darman to gather. Van Dijk scoring that opening game against Japan, who won all with Sweden at the moment. Darman's long ball headed away at the back, and it will be a free kick to Netherlands. Again, it's Mahmoud who's unhappy with that decision. Free kick taken short from Ake. -2, Van Hekke. Now Van Hekke, right-footed, rolled across the centre circle to Van Dijk. And halfway with Ake on the left. And moves it on to Gakpo. Over midway inside the Tunisia half, tricky feet from Gakpo. Now down the line, level the penalty area is Reinders. Reinders now, he's challenged. Kluivert should say. Not his challenge because Reinders came off. Kluivert coming on, and Kluivert looks like he just won a throw, not a free kick. I'm not saying he was fouled, but the referee thought that Mahmoud did win the ball. Oh no, it's a free kick. So the referee has given a free kick for Netherlands. So a free kick to be taken on the left-hand side, level with the corner of the area for Koeman to deliver. Netherlands in search of going 4-1 up. To wrap this game up completely. Free kick comes in. Van Hekke wins the header. Ake leaning back and heads it onto the roof of net. And it was a pretty dangerous free kick in from Koeman. Headed on to Van Hekke's head, but Van Hekke leaning back. Couldn't generate the power and direction he wanted to try and test the goalkeeper. So Tunisia take the short goal kick. Hannibal moves inside. Now Ben Owana is calling for it. Hannibal towards centre, can't find a Shuri. Intercepted and then cleared from Van Dijk. On the bounce, smash forwards from Shaqiri. Van Dijk steps onto it. That's a really nice roll pass to Memphis Depay, but Depay undercut that pass to Kluivert on the inside left, and now Tunisia come away with it. And here's Hannibal on the halfway line. Under pressure is opposite number Depay. And cleared away for a throw for Nathan Ake. Hannibal attempted the pass down the right channel, so just under 10 minutes of normal time left in Kansas City. Tunisia 1, Netherlands 3. So throw back to Hannibal. Now is Shaqiri. Oh, Tunisia dink over halfway for Abdi. Chested down from Grambert. Flick from Dumfries. Grambert turns in between two players. Grambert slips. Now Ashuri gets onto it. Mastori forwards. That's moved wide left to Abdi on the byline. Abdi's ball in, but the flag has gone up against Tunisia. And it was looking promising for a second. But it was against Abdi, so officials certainly got that one right. So Netherlands to take the free kick short. Van Hekke to Van Dijk. Just a minor, Japan 1, Sweden 1 is the other game in this group. So Netherlands will win this group on points as things stand. Netherlands just over halfway, Depay. And now Koeman bends it down left-hand side, but Gakpo knew he was offside. Depay on the run, not giving it up. It's gone back from Talbi to Darman. And that's a good closing down for Sunville. Blocking the pass of Ben Amida. Will be a goal kick to Tunisia, but it was a very good pressing from the front for Crescentia Sunville. 8 minutes left. Normal time in this match. Tunisia 1, Netherlands 3. So goal kick from Darman. Flicked on. Held up there for Mastori. And then miscontrolled from the number 9 now. Grambert to Sunville. Sunville gliding over halfway. Sunville now sets away Dumfries. First time ball spinning towards the back post. It's clawed away from Darman. Should have really caught that. And then Valerie runs onto it. Valerie now short ball on the right for Hannibal. Hannibal nudged the ground from Ake. There was enough contact to my eyes for that to be the right decision from the referee. So Tunisia free kick just under midway inside their half. The Netherlands so dangerous on the counter. And Sunville and Dumfries combining. Dumfries' cross really should have been caught from Darman. No idea Right, he went to just claw it away. So another substitution here for Netherlands. Noah Lang is coming on for Cody Gakpo. Solid game for Gakpo. He's got a couple of goals in this tournament from last match against Sweden. So free kick for Tunisia. It will be a Talbi. Actually, I think Talbi's walked away from it. It will be Shaqiri to clip this one forward. For Tunisia, yeah, it is indeed Shaqiri. Shaqiri now. It's going to be a flick on, headed down away from Van Dijk. A lift onto Chester Grambert. Grambert moves to the left in this half. Now Lang his first shots back for Ake. Ake smash it forwards, and Ake looks to be caught there from Shawa. That was a strong challenge there. Yeah, it was Firas Shawa. Substitution, just showing his frustration, barging into Nathan Ake, but Ake, to be fair, to quickly back on his feet. So, just didn't really phase in that challenge at all. So Netherlands take the free kick on the right hand side with Dumfries. Backwards to feet of Koeman. Bruggen square in the box to Koeman. Now Van Ecke midway in this half. Van Ecke, easy pass to Van Dijk. Van Dijk coming up to the halfway line. Van Dijk right footed. Noah Lang. Now Lang taking on his man. Lang now rolls in the box. Justin Kluivert on the byline. Kluivert, he wins a corner kick for Netherlands. Hitting that off Shaqiri. So corner kick on the left hand side for Netherlands. There's 5 minutes left, and there were worries whether it was forecast very bad weather, possible thunder and lightning that could this match be disrupted, but it's got to the 85th minute. No disruptions at all, but there has been heavy rain though, for sure. So corner kick on the left-hand side. Soon Koeman to take, being outswinger. Koeman's corner, falls to Van Dijk. They just missed controls at the second attempt. Van Dijk now flicks it at Somerville. Somerville edge of the box, Somerville on the byline. Somerville puts the low ball in. Cleared to Hannibal. And Tunisia now Hannibal whips it down the left, and now it's been chased down from Shawa, and in the end Firas Shawa can't get onto the ball. It was a good idea from Hannibal to try and set them way down the right flank. Throw for the Netherlands to take it with 4 minutes of normal time left. And the referee just looking at something here. Don't know what's why the referee blew a whistle just for Tunisia's throw to be halted. I'm not sure why. Anyway, back underway. So whatever's being checked, quickly over and done with. It actually might be for a possible penalty of Van Dijk. At the other end a moment ago, Van Ecke pass over halfway, reaches Somerville. Short down the left here for Grambert. Back to Somerville. Somerville fights to keep hold of it. Does well. Somerville turns now. Somerville, brilliant feet. Now Dumfries, right side of the box. Dumfries cross. Flick to the end of the pipe. Misses the ball when he tried the acrobatic strike, and Tunisia clear it away only as far as Koeman. He gives it away to Hannibal. Hannibal now driving through the middle. Heavy touch. Van Ecke's clearance comes off his own man. And now Van Ecke has it back. And now Memphis Depay. Right edge of the box is Dumfries. Dumfries ball, heavy wants the back post. Now controlled from Noah Lang. Noah Lang onto his left foot. Lang's cross, but straight into the arms in the end of Darman. Netherlands in search of just Happiness off and style long ball towards Shawa. Just miscontrolled it though with his right foot. So Netherlands have it with Van Dijk. Ake to Kluivert. In the centre circle is Koeman, tapped on halfway from Ake. Koeman again, 2 minutes of normal time left. Netherlands have a 2-goal cushion over Tunisia and a 2-point cushion on Japan. At the top of the group at the moment, Japan 1 apiece with Sweden still. Antti Langa's beautiful curling cancel out. Dyson Midas opener. So 2 players scoring there, both behind their trade in the UK. Both have contrasting seasons though. Van Dijk. Short pass to Koeman in the centre circle. Koeman left footed. 4 yards over halfway with Noah Lang. Lang cuts in. Kluivert plays it back into Netherlands half. Ake, right footed. Netherlands 6 yards over halfway with Noah Lang. Now level with the centre circle, Lang. Inside it is Koeman. Van Ecke over halfway to Dumfries. Square to Koeman in a bit of room. Koeman down the inside right, just bounces off of Memphis Depay. And now Mastori goes for it from the centre circle, trying to catch up with Bruggen. Well wide though, Mastori looking to add to the goal he scored from the corner kick early on this half. Tried a spectacular from centre circle Mastori, but wide of the target. Just saw that Bruggen was slightly off his line, but couldn't catch him out. Still 3-1 to the Netherlands. So last substitution for Tunisia. Story's last act will be trying to score from the centre circle. Did bring Tunisia back to the end. Sebastian Tinecki is on in his place. Now Netherlands left hand side with Lang. Infield to Depay. Ake. Netherlands midway in the Tunisia half, and Lang just hits off of Valerie. So 5 minutes of stoppage time to finish off this contest, which at the moment is Tunisia 1, Netherlands 3. The Netherlands will be winning the group. As things stand, Sunville back now to Dumfries. On the halfway line with Van Dijk. So he's left to Ake. Now Noah Lang. Still Lang. Lang back here for Ake. Netherlands inside left, just over 35 yards from goal with Lang. Behind him to Koeman. Nathan Ake. Clips is just off the ground on the left to Lang. Inside to Kluivert. Netherlands just keep the ball with fun. It's like a glorified train session at the moment for the Oranje. Van Dijk with a switch. Sunville nods it back for Dumfries, looking to stride down the right. Now it's Ashuri holds it up. Elias Ashuri needs help. Ashuri now moved back to his own box, but Ashuri clears it towards Hannibal. Clipped in the air from Ake. And Tunisia flick it backwards. Now it's in their own area. Memphis Depay miscontrols. And then it's cleared to safety from Mahmoud. Now Van Dijk back to Verbruggen. Minute and 20 seconds gone. At stoppage time at the end of this match. Tunisia 1, Netherlands 3. Koeman is on the right to Dumfries, back to Koeman. Spider centre circle is Van Ecke. Diagonal ball. Control, right footed from Lang. It's Lang gets Valerie. Hannibal's there for help now. Lang gets around Valerie in the box. Lang's ball looking towards the back post, but Tunisia just about get it clear. Benawanas. Van Dijk heads towards the box, and Tunisia head away again. Hannibal chasing the ball down and just flicked out of play from Van Ecke for a Tunisia throw, which will be taken just beyond the halfway line. It was great work for Lang a moment ago. Got around Valerie, and it was clearance from Abdic, bounced off the pie. Tunisia got it clear. Second attempt by it was Mahmoud who cleared it. So here's Tunisia just in front of halfway with Hannibal. Clip forwards. And now control from Tinecki. Tinecki starts it on the right hand side. Now Mahmoud calling for it. It's Tinecki once more. Tinecki cross from the right hand side, and it's deflected behind for a corner kick for Tunisia. And if they do get one back, it'll probably be too little too late. Who knows? Then they have 2 minutes left to score 2 goals. So corner on the right-hand side for Tunisia, as Hannibal has the ball under his right arm. So Tunisia all ready now to take the corner kick. So they'll be looking for the likes of Sakiri and Shawa from this corner on the right hand side. Hannibal to deliver, a minute and a half of stoppage time left. Hannibal's corner headed away from Van Dijk and near post. Shot blocked from Van Aert, and the shot came from Ashuri, and Netherlands clear for throw. Midway in their half, which is taken quickly for Hannibal. So Tunisia coming forwards with Taneki. Hannibal wide right. Hannibal now being taken towards the corner, fired by Koeman. Hannibal gets a pass away, but it's straight to Ake. Now turn for Memphis Depay on Netherlands left. Now Noah Lang just can't play back. And Netherlands box Ake. Just a minute stoppage time to go. Netherlands, can they maybe put the cherry on top of the cake? Get another one. Koeman is in between the two centre-backs. Square to Van Aert, still one apiece by the way, between Japan and Sweden. So Netherlands will win the group on points, and Sweden would be through to the knockout stages in third spot. And Dijk picks out Depay. Netherlands in the half for 20 seconds to go, looking for their forward. Long ball from Ake. Straight back though to Ayman Darman. Darman short to Ben Amida. Ben Amida combines to Abdi. Now Talbi. Going across the box here. And Tunisia go towards halfway. Hannibal. There goes the final whistle. And Netherlands will top Group F. They've beaten Tunisia by 3-1 in what has capped off a dismal competition for Tunisia. Own goal from Sakiri, slicing into his own net from a Dumfries cross. Brian Brobby got his third of the tournament and Netherlands second. Dinked ball in from Reinders from the free kick. Van Dijk headed across the face of the box and Brobby turned in. Mastori gave Tunisia hope for 8 minutes. And Jan-Paul Van Aert just over the hour mark. Got Netherlands 2-goal cushion back. Corner from Reinders. Van Aert at the near post. Powerful header into the roof of net. And a very comprehensive victory for Netherlands here. In Kansas City, in the end, of both sides survived the Kansas City rain. It was certainly a lot heavier in the second half. So job well done in Group F for Netherlands. Japan, Sweden still one apiece. So Netherlands will definitely be topping this group. So it's finished in Kansas. Tunisia 1, Netherlands 3.
Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary.